Hello, everybody. My name is Dylan Otero, and today I'm going to be doing the threaded discussion number 5 for Unit 5, and I'm going to be discussing the topics of digital humanities and new media criticism that are explained within the textbook and through the assigned documents that were given to us to read. And I'm going to further explain them to help you guys gain some further understanding and to express my understanding of the topics. So when it comes to digital humanities, the basic understanding that I got of it was that it is the basic studies of the content that different people within society are presenting. Um, it mentions the quote that I'm going to use to support this from the text is, "For the sake of coherence, I will hew here to the definition of digital humanities that I like best, which is simply the use of digital tools to explore humanities questions." Which is to say the loose collection of disciplines comprising of literature, art history, study of music, media studies, languages, and philosophy. So what this is basically saying is that it's the basic study of things such as literature, art, music, and it takes this content and it uses it uses this so researchers can use this content that's presented on the internet as and a key example in data within their research rather than them having to use content that's from previously published studies or things such as that. So it's basically just a different type of data tool that researchers are able to study into and further understand and with this they're able to further understand how people think of the world, how they view the world, um, and how this data is able to use in place of physical data as it's just they can use it as it's presented online through multiple people, and it's able to build support through audiences. Um, and Overall, this is extremely important as it allows scholars to just use physical and video evidence, within today's society, podcast, YouTube videos, streaming platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all these different websites and within the internet allow content creators to express themselves in their words and their beliefs and to further build an audience. And with this, researchers are able to take this and get a basic understanding of the world as is presented through people's content. So it's kind of like it's going to be more and more expanding within today's society as content and YouTube and the internet overall is just expanding day by day. So I feel that in further research, it's going to make it so that using this type of method and further going into content is going to be very beneficial to research going forward. Um, so yeah, basically they're just able to use this overall content that they gain from this digital media to further answer more questions within society that they may not have been able to through physical evidence or further studies that were taken within the past in different situations. So it's kind of just a different way to look at studying media. The next topic I'm going to be talking about is new media criticism. So overall, media criticism is from my understanding, it's the overall, it's pushing and expressing and using different methods to push things to help other people further understand and adhere to and to further accept people's messages that they're trying to portray through the internet. It's quoted in the textbook as on page 115 of our textbook, The Craft of Criticism. It states, Lev Mananovich has shown as much, noting that interactivity, remixing, sampling, and other innovations complicate and extend the definition of authorship, which is basically saying that through different things such as sampling, remixing, trying different methods and presenting your issues in different ways, it changes the definition of authorship of what people believe and how people see the world. And another quote from the text, the same text, is going to be on, and this was from page 115. It says, according to Vicky Meyer, Miranda J. Banks, and John T. Caldwell, we frequently come to know about media producers and their work. Ironically, though, the representations they make, such as making of videos, production, studies, disciplines, and industries, mythologizing and observational fieldwork, offering empirical data through which collective practices of media production can be analyzed and theorized. So what this is basically saying is that people online, they present themselves and the different things that they're trying to give off and the message they're trying to give and the crowd they're trying to attract. Whenever they further represent themselves and their beliefs within the world, this further goes into the audience and it helps them understand and take this beliefs and kind of like get them more like into the topics and involved with the topics and help people understand things in ways that they hadn't. But it makes it easier through content, especially whenever you have celebrities in today's world and they're able to have such celebrities through the internet, such as streamers and stuff, who are able to build such an online platform and an audience and a crowd, and they're able to help impact the world in many ways, which we can see impact through like through the election specifically. If you're able to be a content creator, we saw many content creators be presented through different political leaders campaigns, and they were getting the support of the streamers, as they knew that if you get support of a certain figure online, then people supporting them are going to also support that said belief. And so basically, it's just a way of showing how people use different websites such as TikTok and Instagram and such to collaborate and to further shift the belief in the world through digital. And the quote that it was taking from the text, it's further just trying to show how these people online are able to, how much power they have through their content, as they're able to further shape the beliefs of people in result. And connecting both of these topics to we went over, I apologize, I'm trying to get the document pulled up. So we had the overall, the Journal of International and Intercultural Communication, which is by Subverting Mainstream and Social Media, Indonesian Gay Man's Heterotopia, Creation Through Disidentification Strategies, excuse me. So what I took from this and connecting both of these separate topics to this content, what I overall took of it is that it has the mention of digital humanities within the article, as it was overall analyzing and taking the content and social media accounts of men who were gay within the studies, and they were able to use this as a part of their research and their data. And this just goes to show that digital humanities does have a real high standpoint within research and studies, as it was able to be used within this study specifically. And it has mention of new media criticism as well. Overall, it just has connection to new media criticism, as within the study itself, they were trying to further change views and how people were looked at within the world. And they wanted to overall change how people viewed people within their context. So they were further trying to go online and further help get both straight people and gay people to further understand each other, to further live within society as they should. And this study was further pushing that, and I think this was overall connective to the overall studies that we're going over, as through this they were having power and they were creating this change and push and understanding in the world through a topic that was dear and near to them. And they further did this through studying online data and people's opinions and through Instagram and such, and they were able to use this and to use it as good evidence and result. So thank you guys for listening. I hope this made this easier to understand, Have a good one.